Hello, everyone. Welcome to the first ever Hundrx community call. This is a first time we're organizing something like this. And we think that it's an marvelous opportunity to listen to the founders and the team speaking about the future of Hundrx, about their short or long-term goals, and also deep diving for some alpha and some announcements that we're actually releasing right here initially during the Hundrx community call. So as I said, you probably are listening in real lifetime or as a recording. Over the few last months, we have grown for a few users to nearly 2,000 users of Hundrx extension. Probably you have found us through Product Hunt, Smoothie, Cointelegraph. We were featured on Milk Road, but maybe you discovered about from Hundrx from one of 22,000 ChatGPT replies that were used by Hundrx extension over a few month time. Nevertheless, in other words, welcome again. And today we have prepared a special agenda for you guys featuring our own CEO, Ivars. He will share some details about the short-term and long-term goals of Hundrx extension and the ecosystem, and also deep dive in some of the long-term goals for the whole ecosystem. But we're going to start with probably introducing Ivars as a CEO and sharing a little bit insights who he is, because probably you're seeing him for the first time. So the floor is yours, Ivars. Go ahead, introduce it to the community.
Hey guys, great to have this call for the first time, kind of in person. So yeah, I have been building games before, so I'm a game builder, more specifically social network games. You probably remember games similar to Zynga Farmville, and build different social networks itself and the browser extensions. And now, once I studied Web3 and blockchain stuff, it all made sense to combine my previous experience, bundle together with a duct tape, and build a product called Hundrx.
Yeah, I'm going to be like more of a moderator asking some of the questions to Ivars. They're not staged, they're organic, so something that's popping in my mind and I'm just like throwing his direction. So maybe some of the questions are going to be product oriented, some of them are going to be like having that human-like appearance. But yeah, this is our first community call, so we're going to try to tackle all the things of personality and product. So probably my next question for you, Ivars, is actually, maybe a lot of guys have this question, and a lot of, I know they're going to be listening for the first time about your experience, but maybe you can share an insight how actually you decided to create Hundrx. What was the idea generation event, as we call it? Yeah.
Yeah, as I mentioned before, I'm a game developer, so and I like to build games on top of Facebook. For me, as developer, it was really growth hack how you can acquire a lot of users and iterate and move fast. And basically, I applied the game mechanics and the same experience on the Hundrx. What I realized that in social networks, like number of followers doesn't actually mean anything and is false metrics. Everyone is uh, measuring. So influencer based on number of followers is not really accurate. And I come up with the idea how to solve this by using tokenomics and using Web3, where you actually spend money to give some rating. And yeah.
Okay. And as we understand right now, Hundrx is already live and we have some users. Obviously, that's something I shared in the intro. But maybe you can share, let's divide it into topics. So the long-term vision for the Hundrx ecosystem and the short-term approach, which probably is the main cause why we actually are hosting this community call. So please share some details on the long approach, later on following with the short-term vision for Hundrx.
Yeah. So the long-term vision is to be independent social network agnostic Web3 layer, similar to Trustpilot, where or Yelp, where you can see the actual rank of restaurants or rating for the products. The same thing we believe Web3 or Hundrx in general could be like single point of truth to measure influence and how valuable this influencer is. And it's not only for the Twitter, but also for the LinkedIn, for YouTube, or basically any social network. And it's independent from social networks itself. So decentralized third-party solution for valuing KOLs and influencers. That's on the long term. In short term, because the system is complex and there's game mechanics, social networks, social network effects built inside product, these things needs to be tested and improved. That's why we are launching on a testnet in next few days, where we will test social token minting, all the game mechanics, all the network effects. And for the testers, for the users, we have a pretty good deal. So we will airdrop 100 DRX tokens to test, play around, maybe multiply using social token minting and interacting with the bound curve. And then once we go to live, to mainnet, user can swap these test DRX tokens to real one in ratio 1-to-1. So if you have 1000K in test DRX, you can swap these to real DRX on the mainnet for the same amount.
Amazing. So you guys heard it right. One of the biggest features that we're announcing today may be something that we were not expecting, but as Ivars said, one of the most challenging factors for us is to build a robust, technically savage, I might say, smart contract environment, which is not also something that you can find an NFT marketplace or any other project. There are a lot of variables that actually take in effect. That's why we decided to announce the testnet phase, which will help us not only to stress test the whole technological part for smart contracts and UI, but also to understand the game mechanics even more. So we're kind of going to study some of the transactions and some of the patterns that will be used by the users in order to finalize some of the aspects regarding mathematics and logics for the whole ecosystem, for the whole social minting experience, which is actually going to help us scale in a correct way. And I'm just going to say the same words that actually Ivars told. The main idea of the testnet is that we will allow users to tokenize any asset on Twitter or any handle on Twitter using testnet DRX. They're not going to be mainnet DRX tokens, but they're going to be testnet DRX. The whole logic is that they're going to be available a faucet where you can claim 100 DRX per wallet in order to pretty much conduct transactions and mint social tokens, actively trading them, selling them, burning them, making pretty much like everything that we promised initially in our product. And the main motivation for you guys as a reward that you'll be able to pair those tokens 1-per-1 when we're gonna allow when we're gonna reach the mainnet phase. So the more you mint right now, pretty much, the more transactions you conclude. It helps us not only to understand all the technological aspects, but also can reward you with mainnet tokens where you're gonna launch mainnet. So we're actually attributing nearly 2.2% of the total supply for testnet faucet DRX, which later on going to be paired 1-per-1 to mainnet. And with this, we have a goal of bringing more than 60,000 users to the platform. And that's kind of like how we're going to scale further if you're asking about the marketing, what is happening. And yeah, testnet for us is a big phase, just because not only we will stress test and market test the extension, but also interact with our community through minting social tokens. Yeah, that's kind of like the biggest announcement. I know there are not a lot of smiles on our faces because like I'm not using camera, and Ivars is probably a little bit, carried away because he wants to make everything happen as soon as possible for you guys. But yeah, that's kind of like our announcement. And after this call, we're going to share the document showcasing everything that was talked about today during the community call, and also a Medium article that's going to be distributed to our partners and to community members in order to understand how to interact with Hundrx protocol, how to mint social tokens, how to pretty much like generate more directs for you in order to pair them into the mainnet. Everything's going to follow after this call. But following the next question that probably a lot of you guys are asking over the Discord and Telegram, what have happened with Gleam or other campaigns that we were announcing previously? And the main idea that we finally finalized the results for all the campaigns. And one of the killer features that we gonna allow those users who show their support through Gleam and Zeely to stress test and actually receive the first directs from the faucet. So later on, we're gonna reach out the winners of our campaigns, whether it's gonna be emails if you have left your email address, or we'll create a group on Discord and give you the guidance how you can pretty much like receive the first faucet directs and start minting social tokens on the platform. That's kind of like the announcement for the rewards. And of course, the spreadsheet is going to be publicly shared for you guys when we're going to see some winners of the previous campaigns. But following with the next big thing, which is probably something that was not possible to do before, we're opening the stage for Q&A section. And if anyone wants to ask some question directly during this call, feel free to just throw your hand up in the air. Or if you're yet again listening to this as a recording, feel free to address some of the question in the thread or in the comment section, and we will definitely be happy to answer all of them. So, yep, I'm opening the stage. If everyone wants to pop on the stage and ask a question, feel free to do that. All right. If not, then I'm probably going to ask some of the questions on my side, which definitely going to be covering some of the community aspects that maybe are. Do we have the DRX price already? There's a question from Frederico. Can you answer the question, Ivars?
Yeah, we have a DRX price for the mainnet. We have public sale, 2 public sales. It will be on the Twitter itself. So we build on-ramp on a Twitter. So without leaving Twitter, any user can actually acquire DRX, and we have defined price. And it is, I think it's not publicly shared, the price, but it is $0.008 per token for the public sale one, and then $0.01 per token in public sale 2.
All right. Thank you for the answer. If you have another question, Federico, feel free to drop in the chat. I'm seeing that you're actually filling it up. Nice. When to buy. Yo, Ivars, go ahead.
Yeah, right now we are launching on a testnet. So on a testnet, you don't have to buy, you don't have to spend money on acquiring DRX tokens. We are giving 100 DRX for free per wallet. So you have your free chips, and you are welcome to play casino, so to speak. and then you will swap one-to-one to real DRX on the mainnet, real money.
Yeah, that's just to highlight that before actually starting to, announcing any public sales, we want to be 100% sure everything is correct on the infrastructure level. That's why, yet again, I'm saying that we need to have this test phase for pretty much like concluding on transaction and seeing if everything is fine. We don't want to be taking the risk if we're rushing with selling the tokens and later on if something went wrong. So, it's another my amazing opportunity to get some free tokens now and pretty much like experience the system at finest, preparing yourself for the real phase, which is mainnet, when actually you'll be able to transact with your own dollars and receive rewards in fiat currency. Yeah.
Yeah. So the question regarding the connecting wallet, in a couple of days. So we are tweaking and finalizing a few bugs we have on extension. So once we fix this, then you will be able to connect your MetaMask to your Twitter, and then on top bar you will see the balance of DRX and the claim button to claim faucet DRX 100 DRX. And once you click, automatically these tokens will be airdropped to your wallet, and right away you can play around. So you don't have to go to other websites or do anything. Everything will be on the Twitter itself. And we're starting with a MetaMask. Later on, there will be other wallets supported. But right now, MetaMask on the Polygon blockchain on Mumbai Testnet.
Okay. Maybe I'm just gonna, okay, there's a lot of questions from Federico, so I'm just gonna shut up and you guys do the talking.
Yeah, it's a RC20 token, and it's RC20 with a custom functions built in. Again, that's why we need to test this token itself. It's customized, built specifically for social networks. It's not standard RC20. And for the social tokens, it's RC 1155 standard. Again, something new. There's support from the MetaMask, but there needs some tweaks and testing for that as well. How do I list my name to have the right to the Testnet tokens? You have to have social. You have to have extension installed, Hundrx extension installed, and then you just visit any profile on the Twitter, and you can tokenize. You can tokenize your own profile, or you go on and tokenize Elon Musk or some celebrity. On a testnet, we don't have restrictions. You can go and tokenize any profile, but on the mainnet, there will be tier 1 profiles, and celebrities will be restricted for some time and then released gradually in month by month. So right now on testnet, you can tokenize anyone without restrictions, but on the mainnet, there will be some limits, and these limits will be released gradually. Regarding the people on a project, so this again, it's different from other hyped projects because it's built like social network itself, similar to Facebook, where you build social network and you build a network effect inside the product, and more people are using, more valuable the product become. And if there's a viral loop, so that means each new user brings more users to the system, then the product is working. If that is not happening, then the product is broken. And that's what we want to test and improve and tweak. And we have built these network effects inside the products. So, for example, once you mint social token of some celebrity, then system is triggering and sending you notification that share this mint with your in your Twitter feed. If there's some different triggers, like your token holding is up by 20%, again, it's a newsworthy story to tweet, and we use GPT to build text, generate text for the tweet. We include the graphics and include a link to detailed view, which contains also a call to action installing extensions. So more activity generated, more users are acquired. That's what we are building. And if it's not, the conversion rate is low, then we are tweaking, optimizing during this test phase to get this data. At the end of the day, we want to have like coronavirus of Twitter. Like one user brings 2 or 3 more users. That kind of stickiness and virality. And we have all the tools, all the incentives to do that. We can build permissionless, customized Twitter UI. We have good incentives with the tokenomics, and we have experience on building games and game mechanics. So hopefully we will manage to get this virality and build coronavirus on top of Twitter in a good way. Yeah, for everyone who has installed the extension, you have to wait for new update. Hopefully, next few days, there will be on top bar, there will be a notification and some badge that this is the Mumbai test network, and there's a claim button that you can actually claim these tokens and connect your wallet. It could be 2 days, it could be 4 days, so it's a matter of days rather than weeks or months. Yeah, basically everyone can claim these test tokens. There's a, however, limit, Hundrx, 100 DRX per wallet per extension. So if you have one computer and extension installed, then you receive 100 DRX. If you have another work computer, then another 100 DRX. And we have some solutions to verify and detect for someone who wants to abuse the system and farm free DRX. So that's why again, testnet is valuable and needed. You can get more DRX if by trading. If you are really bad on trading and you lost all your DRX tokens, then yeah, testing phase is over. We have to think about it. Maybe we will come up with some other ways how to get extra tokens. But I think to get DRX tokens to go to 0 is not that easy. And again, the cost of social tokens are relatively low, so you can place multiple bets on multiple profiles and play around, and most likely you'll get more than 100 DRX tokens. Smart contracts are paired with DRX tokens. So for the social, with the social tokens. So the flow is following. Social tokens are paired with a DRX token for the liquidity pool of each profile, and then DRX is paired with the USDT. So yeah, the question answer is DRX is paired with the USDT. And then we are rolling out deck on a different dexes, and once we have enough volume, then we also launch on centralized exchange. Actually, we have multiple on multiple exchanges on kind of wish list, or we are talking, but we have to make decision which one is the right one. So that one we are holding, but we are pushing to get the tier one exchange, centralized exchange. Okay, more questions?
I mean,
Like
amazing.
questions?
Yeah, can you hear me, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just like, sitting in a corner, turning my mic off. Yeah, thank you, Federico, for all the questions you ask. I mean, some of the questions are more common in our community, and we're definitely gonna, yet again, I'm announcing there's gonna be a recorded community call, so everyone will be able to learn from Ivars what are our plans and what are the next steps. I actually have some of the questions that maybe was not yet delivered in Discord or Telegram, something that may our Product Hunt users were asking for. I know that, yeah, I mean, doing marketing, I'm kind of like tracking our performance, and I'm seeing some of the people are actually using Twitter using their mobiles. I mean, just because the spaces are more, convenient in a way, and a lot of functionality is more appealing using the mobile devices. Ivars, can you share a little bit more insights on the mobile app? Maybe some kind of like where does it fit in the roadmap? What is the priority, and what is happening on that side?
Yeah. So mobile app for us is super important. We already started to working on that, but we wanted to deliver and ship social tokens faster. That's why we decided to put mobile app on hold once we have social tokens at least on the testnet, and then continue with the mobile app just to speed up shipping process. So we will have mobile app, and in this mobile app, users can trade and interact with social tokens in different networks. Not sure about OnlyFans, but for the Twitter, for LinkedIn, and YouTube, that's for sure. So it will more like a wallet and to manage your portfolio. There will be limits in terms of game mechanics and like using ChatGPT replies for the Twitter. There will be no such function on a mobile. But most important things like buying and selling social tokens and generating content will be there.
All right, amazing. Thank you for answering this question. I mean, if there are not questions from the community on this time point, we're over the half hour period, so probably it's a perfect time to end. I'm just gonna shout out for an outro, thanking everyone who joined this panel in real time, and to everyone who's listening through our screen recordings. So yeah, just to wrap up on everything that we were saying, we're announcing Testnet, and it's a big phase for us because we decided we need to concentrate more on bringing the functionality to 100% in a way that we want to be 100% sure before we release it to the mainnet. So with Testnet, people will be able to use the majority functionality offered by Hundrx extension, which is primarily and majorly is actually interfering with the smart contract by minting, trading, and selling social tokens. And everyone will be able to get 100 Hundrx testnet tokens from the faucet in order to make transactions using the Hundrx protocol. So that's something we're announcing this week and something that we're pushing to the public. That way we see that probably more and more people will find about Hundrx because the social aspect will probably start working. And on this note, thank you everyone for tuning in. Thank you all the participants who found us from our previous marketing efforts or just found Hundrx on Twitter or just through direct or maybe even in consensus. Thank you guys. We value your feedback and feel free to send any questions you got in the next community calls. We're thinking that we're going to have similar community calls over not a weekly period, but maybe bi-weekly. So we'll have an opportunity to speak with you guys and pretty much like address all the questions you have so we can provide answers in a timely manner. And yet again, thank you for joining in and have a great rest of your day or night. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Alex. One more note that just want to add. We are really early in this. So that's one thing I want to congratulate everyone. Being early in the crypto is, you know how important it is. So yeah.
For sure. For sure. Just trust the process, guys. We're doing everything in our hands to make a nice, long-lasting and sustainable product without pushing it very fast into the market situation or just like crushing with something that will not work eventually. So yeah. All right. Have a good one. Cheers.
Thank you. Bye.